Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Ate Esme, and of course my partner.
Hello everybody.
We are on our way to
From Conception to Manila, which is going to take us what? We
3
left at
hours
3+ hours
plus. Yeah, we left
to
at
get
5 a.m.
there and 3+ hours to get back to pay my
Visa extension. And we don't know yet how much he gonna pay, and anyway we book appointment online, which is required. Yeah, so we have appointment, or he has appointment at 11 a.m. supposed to be, or 10 a.m. 11 a.m. We left home at 5 a.m. in Tarlac, or in Concepcion, Tarlac. Just we wanna avoid traffic. So far so good. So we will update you guys what will happen today of Dylan's visa. Hope everything will be good, and of course the amount, hope we will be close or hope we will be agree on the amount that he's supposed to pay, or we can do anything about that, or we don't have any choice but to agree. Anyway, we will update you. Hello guys, so this is the continuation of the
trip to Manila to renew my expired visa. We got to Manila with our appointment. They don't let you in the door without an appointment, but you can get an appointment by people that are standing outside the door, because we were offered to get an appointment if we didn't have one. When you get in the thing, you get told, if you're a foreigner, you get told to go to, what is it? Number 31.
Window 31, which is our tourist section.
Which they give you that piece of paper and tells you to fill out a form. First they get you to fill out a form, and then you give you this, which tells you to get a application form, which you get when you go there, and then you get an affidavit.
Plus 2 by the picture on the first.
Oh, first you have to get 2 pictures, which conveniently they happen to have a booth inside the building that takes your picture for, how much was that?
125 pesos, which is
okay. And then the next thing you have to do is to get a notarized explanation about why you overstayed. And you go over outside the door and turn to your left, and there's a convenient location, tented and everything, that happens to have photography place, a printing place, and a notary public. And you sit down and they ask you, what's the date that you arrived? And what's the date your visa expired? And then they print out a form that they have already done and they're saved in their computer, and hand it to you for the lovely sum of
400 pesos.
And then the next thing you have to do is get a photocopy. But conveniently, right next door, they do photocopy.
No, actually inside of the
They had it outside and inside.
Yeah. But
okay, and how much was that? To get
photocopy cost 25 pesos.
And you need 1, 2, 3, at least 3.
4 plus your flight copy.
Yes, you needed a bunch of copies, which conveniently all is located just outside the door. Then you take all of this information and you go back to the window 31 and you give it to them. And then you sit and wait. And we waited, what time did we get there? We left here at 5 in the morning. And we arrived there at
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
And we did all that, and probably by 11 this was all done.
Yeah, and then after we submit at the tourist section, which is that window 31, they told us, or he told us, go out for lunch. After lunch, come back to me, window. He said, on that window. So we had lunch about an hour, and then after, yeah, we went back to his window, and then he said his documents is already on the 2nd floor, which is room 208, which is sign that little number on the on the room. So
You
we
don't
went
even go
on the
up.
second floor.
You go upstairs and
We go
there's a
upstairs,
security
there's a security guard.
sitting at a desk right in front of the room 208, which asks what you're doing, what you're looking, why you're there.
And then he said, "Oh, okay, I will follow up this name," because he asked his name. So I wrote it down, the name, and then after a minute or so, few minutes, he get back to us and he said, "This is for review, so you have to wait." So we wait there, which is that 208 office. It says commissioner office. I don't know why I need to
Anyway,
review
we
the
asked
commissioner.
him what they were doing, and he said they're reviewing the documents. And I said, reviewing for what? And he wouldn't tell me. And then I asked, who's reviewing it? And he said, the lawyer and the commissioner. And I said, what are they looking for? What are they reviewing? And he wouldn't tell me. And then I asked, who's the name of the commissioner? He wouldn't tell me that either. Would not tell you any information about any of it. And then he told us that the Philippine government does not want foreigners in the country anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why they're making this so difficult. We ended up waiting all day. We were told at that time that it might be done by 4:30, 5 o'clock.
So
But they weren't sure. But since we traveled 3 hours and spent a couple thousand pesos to get there, we sat there and waited all day. At 4:30, we went up and asked him again, and he said, no, it's not going to get done today, that you need to come back. Waiting, I actually phoned the Canadian Embassy just to see if they would do anything, and they won't. They only deal with these, with your passport issues.
The purpose of this video is to inform the foreigner that is stuck in the Philippines or overstayed and don't know what to do, because it's not really on the, if you search Google, it's not really telling you what to do, or because before we gone far to this, we went into DFA, we went
Yes, the whole story of this started months ago. When I first went to the local immigration in Angeles
Pampanga, where we are located.
to extend my visa. Because of the lockdowns, we couldn't go anywhere. Because of my age, I wasn't supposed to go anywhere. Then when we finally went there, they told me that I had to pay, I forget, 20,000 or something pesos that day, and then to come back the next day to pay another 10,000 pesos. And when I went there, I didn't have any money transferred. I didn't have cash because
they don't take cards, they don't take credit cards, or
and they don't take partial payments. You have to pay the whole thing.
The whole thing.
If you have any questions about the requirement to renew an overstayed visa
here in the Philippines,
this is the information you need. And you need to go to the main immigration office, which is located.
So Bureau of Immigration, Intramuros, Manila.
And if you're not worried about how much money it costs you, you don't need to bother with the going online and trying to make an appointment. Just go there, pay a guy to go and drive your way in the door.
No, actually, I would suggest that prepare this requirement, so you don't have to do this.
The location and pay double the cost of any of these normal.
We hope that this is help you a lot, especially
help you at all. And doesn't help
you at all. Actually, it's not just foreigner, because there's it says there's also applicant that married to a Filipino. So there's also a requirements for that, because his status is tourist here in the Philippines. So you guys might still need it, even if you are married, even if you are married with a Filipino. So there's requirements like marriage certificate, birth certificate of child, the applicant child native born, so that must be you. If not, the parent of the child provides. So
There are
that's
added
why
requirements depending on your circumstances.
And as you can see, we're not happy, like what he said. It's not convenient.
It's like all Filipino government things. They make it as difficult as they can possibly make it. They
Make
don't-
higher the price as possible.
Well,
as
it's
they
set
can.
up to make a few people a lot of money.
They thought foreigners have lots of money, so they
Well, they're making Filipinos,
make the price
the notary public sitting there and the
For
woman.
example, that notary public, the lawyer thing, here you can get it for 200 pesos. The notarized, like if you make a letter or if you do a notarized
You
letter
should
like
have
that.
sent a copy of
So-
the letter. We don't get a copy of it, did we?
No, we don't have any
It
copy
was
of
just
that
a
because
generic
it's attached
form.
on the application of his
It was all a
documents.
bunch of crap.
So we don't have copy of that notarized letter supposed to be. So there you go. But we will update you guys what will happen because his plan is we will
We'll
lock
go
there.
the day before the flight leaves and pick up the visa, pay for it, and then go to the airport the next day. Hopefully we phoned, and actually, amazingly enough, you actually got through. That's probably one of the very, very few times you actually phoned a government number and got someone to answer the phone. And they said that the visa's done and ready. So there was no problems. They're trying to encourage you to come back the next day when we were there, saying that, oh, if there's an issue, then you won't be able to do it.
So that's all for today's video. We will update you what will happen after all of this, and we will update you how much costs him for this overstay. And yeah, stay tuned. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notification. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Bye.